I remember it like it was yesterday. Couldn't believe it. Gone too soon, wasn't he? Sometimes you don't even talk to me anymore.
It hurts.
What's so painful about it?
Everything.
I know. It's pretty painful for me too. I used to look up at the sky and think, maybe he'll never come back.
Maybe not.
I guess that means from here on out we're gonna have to move on.
You gotta move on.
And we will. So, thanks for the intro there. We're back.
Do you just thanks to yourself for the intro that you did?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, fair enough.
Put effort into it.
Yeah, well done.
Why the hell not? So here we are again. It's great to see you, fine ass, with me.
Yeah, sure is.
A little bit behind time today. Won't pass that on to the boss, but
Oh dear.
won't pass it on. But needless to say, always be on time, people. Always be on time.
Was that a threat?
It's not a threat. I don't make threats.
I don't make threats, kid.
I don't make threats, I just do.
I don't make threats. I normally carry them out for the boss, the mob,
The moss.
the moss.
The moss, might moss overlord.
I've been smoking too much moss recently.
Smoking moss?
You've been smoking that moss?
It's gone to your head, kid.
I've been smoking.
Now everyone's getting away with it.
You know, I remember when I was your age, I used to smoke too much moss. Now people do the stronger types of moss, like algae.
But I'm older than you, so you can't be my age.
I'm a lot more mature like you.
I'm
than you.
mentally older.
I'm mentally younger, but I'm a lot physically older than you.
My
Me-
joints.
Because of the moss I smoked.
Don't smoke moss.
Don't smoke.
Bad for you.
It's too bad. You remember your
Hey,
cousin?
that's too bad. You smoke too much moss. What are you gonna do?
Remember your cousin Mikey?
Cousin Marcy.
Remember your Uncle Marcy? Why'd you think we called him that?
Smoke too much moss.
Too much of that.
Too much of the green moss.
Too much of that parasitic stuff. Burned his brain cells out.
It'll mess with your face.
It'll mess with your life, your face, and everything around
Make
it.
your feet go backwards.
And most importantly, it'll mess with your pond. If you're trying to grow something in there, if you're trying to do your tadpoles, don't do
They're
it.
gonna die.
They're gonna die pretty quickly. That annoys me.
Algal bloom.
I don't like it. I use chlorine in my pond, but it kills all the wildlife.
Where'd you get your chlorine from?
Where'd you get your chlorine, Dave?
B&Q?
David? You get it off Johnny from the back of the van? No.
No.
Got
No.
it from home base.
I don't know, boss. I don't know. This episode is brought to you by Johnny's weed killer. He kills weeds.
He does, yeah. I've seen it.
Seen it in action. So today we're talking about things that annoy us. It's going to get pretty deep, I think. We're going to have a real deep dive into Rob's psyche, which is always great fun.
For you.
Always great fun and intriguing as well.
Cost me a lot in bills. Therapy.
Therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, this is going to get good.
Real good.
Real good. Real nice.
So, yeah, we're talking about things that annoy us. But before we do that, the formalities. The formalities must be done before we start. So please like, subscribe in any format. iTunes, YouTube, Spotify. You can't like on there, but you can emotionally like it. And follow us on social media. We really need something. I think we're on 6 followers now, which is fantastic. So welcome anyone that's that's actually
that's we were saying before, that's a 7-seater taxi, isn't it?
yeah
Of people,
yeah. That's
including the driver, obviously.
this
but
one. This
he's
one.
not a follower.
This one's for you guys. This
So-
one's for you.
Maybe if we get it to 10, we'll get a minibus.
Maybe if we get to 10,
Go to Inferno's.
we'll do a special.
special.
Another special. Because that's what we're good at here. We're just filling
And
time
how special
between.
they are.
Yes, we're just filling time between specials.
The void between specials.
Yeah, God. You just leave with a sort of euphoric high, don't you, when
Yeah,
you finish
yeah.
one of these specials?
Yeah,
Or
Great.
that's the moss. We're not sure.
could be either.
Could be either. Or either. You mentioned we got a bit of contact from the outside world.
Yeah, we did. on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Two things actually. First on Twitter was we had Norm from Norman's Lawns. You remember last week?
Oh yeah, the sponsor from last week.
Yeah, we said, well, how come they're all called Norman?
Yeah.
So I basically he came in and said he doesn't hire people called Norman because that's actually against the law.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's discrimination.
Mm.
So what he does, he hires people with any name, but then he forces them to change the name to pass the probation.
Jesus.
So I guess he's found some kind of employment law loophole there. That.
Or he's just strong-handing them, I would imagine.
Well, I imagine that there's a lot of
That's
strong arming.
That's disgraceful.
Yeah, but anyway, listen, gets away with it. So
He's cutting a lot of corners.
and lawns.
Nice.
And other news from last week, I was obviously hoping for a bit of a peek in the old Insta success.
Yeah, what's going on with that? How's it been going?
I've lost a like. Someone's actively unliked.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, which one? Which from the?
I don't know. I'll find them.
No, but from which video?
From the video, the cat video.
The one you did.
127 went down to 126.
Jeez.
It's fuming. I will find you.
Well,
And I will send you an email.
it's not really on, guys, but
Someone's actively liked it and gone, like, and then gone, on reflection, no.
I guess the
Unlike.
good thing about that is somebody's actually made the effort to go on there and have a look and then go back.
Yeah.
Audience retention.
It's just annoying on the second viewing, it's disliked.
Yeah, it's all right.
Maybe they just knocked it with their elbow. Oh.
If they're using their elbow on their phone, possibly.
If they've got no fingers, then maybe it's just a mistake.
That's a good
Listen,
point.
we don't know. The full
I didn't think
details,
about
so.
that actually. So
Listen, I'll find them. I'll hunt them down and
yeah,
get a confession out of them.
Watch your back. He's out there.
I'm coming for you.
He's looking for trouble.
I know who you are. 127.
He's looking for you.
So yeah, that's apart from that, no other news.
yeah. How you been? How's everything going with the fitness and all that jazz?
Fitness. Fine. Went to the gym the other day.
Yeah.
Did that and then.
What are you doing in the gym? Is it more anaerobic or?
I like to do the Sudokus whilst I'm doing the cross trainer.
Really?
Yeah. Gives you a bit of a
Are you
mental
actually
challenge.
serious?
Yeah.
You do Sudoku while working out?
Well, the machine's got a Sudoku thing on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Well, maybe not in your gym, but.
Yeah. I tell you what, these East London gyms, they cut a lot of corners.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Not prices, though.
No, the prices are actually very low.
No, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go then.
It's quite cheap, but yeah, it's a little bit, bit grimy. But that's what we like.
Fair enough.
That's what we like. So other than that, a fairly normal week for you.
Yeah. Your bog standard.
Bog standard week.
Yeah.
Nothing to report on.
Nothing.
Okay. That's good.
Anything for you, just to...
Nothing of any significance really. I've been to the gym myself, but
That's a regular thing for you, though, isn't it?
well, not necessarily. It's like intermittently. It's sort of every 2 months I'll do it for a month, and then I don't want to go again.
Yeah. Get back on the...
Yeah, back on the old
Back on the
largies.
sauce.
Yeah, back on the largies. But what can I do? I'm a man about town.
You got to keep up appearances.
Got to keep the people happy.
Yeah. A month off, month on.
Gotta keep him happy, Mikey.
Hey, Mikey.
Mikey, you're drinking too much again.
Get yourself down that gym, Mikey.
You need to burn off all that muscle you've been losing. That doesn't make sense, Mikey, but you know what
Listen,
I'm
Mikey, I don't make the rules.
I've been smoking again, but
You've been smoking that moss.
come on, Mikey, don't play games.
Don't do it, Mikey. Uncle Tony owns a gym.
I got leg pain, Mikey. Not from all that squatting I've been doing.
Squatting.
Boy, she's been doing squatting all day. I don't think he can go back.
So anyway,
I think we've lost you.
we've lost me mentally.
Yeah.
So things that annoy us. Let's get into it, people.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So Rob, in terms of you as a sort of
Poison.
human being,
Mm.
how would you describe your temperament?
I think I've got a very good temperament, actually. Thank you.
So you were polite enough to thank me for asking you that.
Yes.
Thanks for asking.
Thanks. Thanks for asking.
Thanks for asking.
Don't ask again.
I'm great, thanks.
I'm fine. I think it's great.
So you're saying that you're quite a relaxed kind of guy.
I'd say so. Pretty chilled out.
Yeah. So in the modern world,
The modern ills of this world.
you tend to have quite a high tolerance. would
Just
you say?
just let it go.
Let most things go.
Let most things go. People have got things to do.
Mm-hmm.
They've got their own reasons.
Yeah.
You know.
So you think most people? What do you think their impression of you is when they meet you? What do you go for when you first meet someone? Are you more of a sort of hi, Rob Rook? Do you give a strong handshake?
How are
Do you do a strong handshake?
you do a firm
handshake. Couple of shakes. Yeah.
Oh, look him in the eye.
Oh, you do the eye look as well.
Well, sometimes you just forget them.
Eye contact, and then when somebody introduces,
Hi.
when some
Retained eye contact.
when so,
At least 5 seconds.
when somebody introduces themselves to you, do you listen to their name or do you concentrate on what you're doing?
Ooh, it's a fine balance, isn't it?
It's always a fine balance. It's very difficult, isn't it?
You've got to try and remember the name, but it doesn't always go in, does it?
I find it really hard.
Hi, Tim, John, Dave.
I always focus on
On the handshake.
the handshaking.
Because it can go wrong, can't it? It can go wrong massively.
The one thing
Too short, too long,
the one thing
sweaty.
that annoys me on that subject is meeting women
Well,
who are, I don't know, either foreign or from the same
Oh.
country.
where are you going with this?
Well, what I'm saying is, I never know whether you're supposed to shake their hand,
Why is
kiss
that
them once on the cheek, kiss them twice on the cheek,
thrice?
not touch them thrice. There's no guideline. With the guy, it's straight in with the hand.
Very presumptive that. Assume that a man, you shake his hand.
Well, what else?
He
would
might
you-
want to peck on the cheek. You don't know that.
Yeah, it is presumptive, but I can be presumptive because that's the norm. That's what normally happens.
That's Norman's Lawns.
That's Norman's Lawns.
They mow lawns.
They mow lawns.co.uk. Norman's Lawns. But that's one thing that I have always struggled with,
Yeah.
and also I get very awkward and
It's a
sometimes
minefield.
I'm like, it's not
Headbutt
easy.
them accidentally.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't think I've done that. I've seen stuff where people have gone and done it on one side and then gone to do the other side and then they've already turned away
Oh,
and you're just like, oh, the cringe. The cringe is killing me.
maybe we should make a international decree to just go hello, little wave.
A little hello.
It's hello.
Hello.
Doesn't cross any gender boundaries. Just hello.
You've seen it here first, people. The movement has begun.
Let's get it.
Let's get it going.
If only we had followers.
Yeah. There weren't our own individual accounts following this one.
Yeah.
One day. Yeah, that's one thing that I find very difficult. And then I always forget.
Do you find it annoying or just?
No, annoying. I find it very annoying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, your first impressions, in terms of when you meet people, do you think you have quite an open mind or are you more sort of
I'd
closed?
like to think so.
You'd like to think so.
I don't see any reason why not.
Actually, I suppose you are more open-minded than I am because when I first met people that you've also first met, I've typically been like, no, don't like them. But then I've always been right
Yeah.
though. I've always been right.
Well, yeah, you do tend to just judge people on
I'm good at that.
first impression
Hell yeah.
and kind of just have a grudge against them for years.
Why not? Why not hold a grudge once in a while? Why don't you live a little?
Why not just have a good grudge now and again?
Oh, God, I hate that man.
I know nothing about him, but
Yeah, maybe I just feel threatened because I'm such a weak character.
intimidated.
I'm intimidated easily.
It's your illusion of your masculinity, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Being shattered potentially.
I'm a hollow man, really.
You don't let anyone in, so you just cut them off.
You
at
have
the
to
source.
cut them off at the
Yeah.
source in case I compromise
That's
myself.
mental. That's
Yeah,
mental.
it is.
You really need to get over that.
Get over that. Yeah.
Just let them in.
Oh, I am.
Glug 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 glug.
That was me drinking some wine, compensating for my lack of
Skills.
lack of masculinity and secureness.
You're
So
very weirdly, you're very open about that, but you can't change it.
it's a double bluff.
Okay.
Double bluff.
Okay, fine. Who even are you?
Who are you? Who are you? Talk to me.
Whose house am I in?
Talk to me now.
Okay, fine. Let's move on.
So
Mental conversation.
mental conversation. So things that annoy you, Rob.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me.
I can go through a few that I've kind of jotted down.
What's one of your biggest pet peeves? And give me a situation that you've been in, that it's happened, and what you've done to resolve it.
Okay, let's go for it. One of the most annoying things someone could do
Ooh.
is dilly-dally.
Ooh.
I goddamn hate dilly-dalliers.
Dilly-dally.
Do not dilly-dally. Get on with it.
Dilly-dally. I wonder where that came from, the terminology dilly-dally.
I believe it was Mr. John Dilly.
John Dilly.
And his
Michael
wife,
Dally.
Dally Dilly, her name was.
Interesting.
Mrs. Dilly. And
Dilly-dally. Should we see where that came from?
Yeah.
While I'm searching, would you care to tell our, I'm sure, Atlantic, across the pond, transatlantic viewers what dilly-dally means? Maybe they use that over there. I always assume they don't use the same words.
Just being, I guess it's indecisiveness, isn't it? And just taking your time to just do something when there's clearly, especially when there's clearly other people trying to
Get somewhere.
Get out of the way. If you don't know what you're doing, move aside.
Hang on a goddamn minute. So dilly. What?
Huh?
I think it's dilly-dilly. I don't think dilly-dally actually means anything.
Oh, it does.
It doesn't. I don't think it's actually coming up.
Have you spelt it right then?
I think it actually means dilly-dilly. I don't think there's ever been dilly-dally. Oh, I wrote dilly-dilly by accident.
Fool.
Whooping. Right, so dilly-dally. Waste time through aimless wandering or indecision.
Yeah, there we go.
Mark time. English. Early 17th century. Reduplication of dally.
What?
What is it? Come on.
Nothing.
Come on.
Hey kid, don't dilly-dally.
Anyway, so I can't find it, but it's from the 17th century. So
I'll take it.
You hate people that dilly-dally.
Just make a decision.
Get
out of the way.
Is that in like a social situation then, when you're at a party or you're at a cash machine or?
You're at the bar and you're like, oh, so do you want me to get you a drink? And then someone's like, oh.
So it's indecisiveness that gets you.
Well, also if you're walking along the road and people just, when someone's walking really slowly and they decide to meander diagonally.
Yep. Do you know what that's called?
What's that called?
Crab walking.
Is that a thing? Is it?
Because you're walking sideways.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And just like generally looking up and just kind of aimlessly wandering, just get out the fucking way.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way.
It's annoying, that, isn't it?
You're basically like sounding like a Londoner.
Oh God.
Because the tube and the etiquette on the tube.
This is what I feared.
Yeah, you've turned into one because.
But I've always had this even before I moved to London. So.
Yeah, well, maybe this is the right place for you.
Maybe that's the reason I came.
Yeah, you had a sort of internal calling.
Stop dilly-dallying. I'm moving.
Get moving.
I'm moving to the capital.
Get moving, you slug.
They won't have dilly-dalliers there.
Well, it is a much more fast-paced environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
For example, round here, you don't. If you were to acknowledge somebody else's human existence, you would probably get reported to the TfL, the Transport for London.
But you'd get reported to the police
because it's weird. Don't ever talk to anyone. Suspicious behaviour.
You talked to him. You said hello.
Morning.
Oh,
I don't trust this guy.
10:49.
Change carriage immediately.
Oh God, I've got to get up.
Jane, get off the carriage now.
Dilly, get up.
Save the kid. Morning. Morning to you.
Oh God.
Morning to you. How are you?
Morning.
Back off, freak.
Get the fuck away from me, freak.
Back off, freak. Or
I'll stab ya.
Someone on the jeep. Back off.
Get the fuck away from me.
Back off, cocksucker. I'll disembark your throat.
One of those little knives in a shoe. Get away.
Back off, freak.
Sing.
I know taekwondo.
I'll give you a paper cup at this metro.
Back off, punk. I'm gonna cut you.
I'm 2 steps away. Don't stop me now. Yeah, so
you dropped your wallet. Back the fuck off, big boy.
Get the fuck away from me. I know I did.
Calm down, party boy.
The wallet is gone. Let it go. So yeah, maybe
you may want to calm yourself down before I break up. Calm down, Nick.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's very, very strange. Morning.
Morning.
Jane Austen.
Jane Eyre, get off.
You're gonna take me off this goddamn tube.
Hold me back. I'm gonna kill him.
You just started on the wrong guy, punk.
Yeah, so don't talk to people on the tube.
Don't
And
do that, no.
if for the first time I saw it the other day, and oh boy was I annoyed. I was down in ye old Heathrow Airport.
Ye olde Heathrow.
Ye old Heathrow vicinity, which is one of the main airports in Londonius, and
Been around for hundreds of years.
thousands of millions of hundreds of years. And I was going up the escalator to get out, and there were some newbies,
Oh,
of course.
suitcases,
Yeah, that's how you know.
labels. Yeah.
Everything was there.
Get away, hell away from me.
And they just decided to spread themselves out on the
Oh
escalator.
yeah.
Just,
They're going for the the boy band photo.
Why don't you
walk.
go either side, guys? Either side.
Either side will do. Just
And it was one of them was a small child, and I knew I couldn't do the sort of move it without saying get out of the way, get out of the fucking way.
Gotta watch out, you fucking asshole.
you're going down.
You crossed the line, punk. You crossed the line.
Don't test me today.
Please mind the gap.
But people get very angry. But yeah, so I managed to get them out of the way, and then I carried on walking.
How did you manage to do
There was no scuffle. It was pretty civil.
Oh, nice, good.
I went.
Amicable in the
I
end.
just did this.
Give him the eye.
Yeah, don't say anything.
Don't say anything. Oh God, don't say anything.
God forbid you speak to somebody else. Well, I
Internally, just
Get off the way. Get to move. Get out the way, the escalator.
and then when they do move, you kind of go, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks. Have a great time in London.
Thanks. Enjoy yourself.
Have a great time. Have a good stay.
Here's my number just in case.
Have a great stay.
Enjoy yourself. Thanks.
It's just out to the left.
2 weeks is it? Oh, okay.
painfully true.
Oh, sorry. No, thank you.
It's painfully true,
Yeah?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Have a great,
Have a lovely time.
have a great,
What time's it fine?
have a great. Yeah, that's painfully real, though, isn't it?
That's real.
All too real.
All too real.
Do you ever get annoyed when you're walking? In fact, this used to happen more at school, depending on what sort of school you were in, where you would be walking down a corridor.
Yeah.
Someone would be further back than you,
Mm.
and you'd open the door, and then you go. Then do you wait to hold the door for them, or do you just crack on? And if it was a teacher, you'd have to go. Did you have that as a kid?
Hmm.
Did you have to hold a door for the teacher?
I think I just gave myself an internal limit.
Did you have to do that for your teachers?
If I think that they're more than, oh no, God, no, there was no like rule.
Did you never have to do that?
What was it like? Lesson 1: you must open the door and keep the door open at all times for teachers.
Yeah.
What? Someone actually said that to?
It was. We had etiquette classes in one of my schools.
Oh my God.
Hey, but that's South African schooling for you.
Beats history or English or maths.
I do believe there was one lesson
Beats science.
where we learnt how to stand up when somebody
Oh.
walked in the room.
God. Nope.
Yeah, there was a
No.
lot. There was a lot of. It was very strict, very, very strict.
That is horrible.
In fact, we once had. Basically, we had to sing.
Ugh, even that.
We had to sing.
Ugh.
We got put into this room. Sounds a bit dramatic, but we did. And then we were made to sing a song one by one. And then this dwarf, who was a choir master,
It's just Hogwarts or something.
no, this is all true, would flick you to the left or the right. You go this way or that way,
What, whether you were good or not?
and then you were in the choir. You had no choice.
Really?
Yeah, by proxy in the choir. And
Were you in the choir?
I was cursed to have a fantastic voice. As a child.
Declined a bit over the years, hasn't it? Oh dear.
Oh, see, I'm much more low now.
No, because your balls are dropped.
Oh.
Balls.
But I was in the choir, and then one practice that you had to be at,
Choir practice.
somebody farted,
Oh.
and he went ballistic.
I guess it's kind of at his
Mm,
eye level.
that's what we
so.
said. Not to discriminate against anyone short or
Oh God, absolutely not. no.
with dwarfism, but let's face the facts. All the farts.
Let's face the farts. Head
Let's
on.
face the farts head on. At level height. But yeah, so somebody farted and he lost his temper, and then he made us stay for about 2 hours until somebody admitted who they farted. Who
Oh,
farted.
not one of those ones.
And this is not a lie. This is not made up. He literally told us over the course of the 2 hours, whoever didn't admit who had done it, he was going to go and get his fart gun, and he'd be able to detect who had farted. Fact.
How old were you at this point?
20. No, I was.
You held back a few years.
I must have been like 6 or 7.
I thought you meant like 14 or something.
No, God,
Oh, right,
no.
okay.
I
That kind
would,
of makes it a little bit.
I would rebel. A fart gun, though. I mean, even then, I was like, shit.
Did you ever see this fart gun?
No. Looked like a torch.
Probably was. Special ball, probably.
As a joke. Like a flashlight. That's over your head. Oh dear.
Should we start again? Or?
Moving on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was kind of strange. That clearly annoyed him, though. Boy, did it annoy him.
Was it a little?
No one heard it. He just smelt it.
Oh, it was a
And
silent
because it was
deadly.
bad etiquette to fart.
Fat
He farted. You know what? I watched The Departed the other day again.
again.
I love that film.
It's
Love
good.
that film.
It's good, isn't it?
So, dilly-dallying, big no-no for rookie.
Don't dilly dally. Just get on with the job.
So what happens when someone dilly-dallies in front of you?
You don't say a word. You just kind of give them the.
So you've got total control of
Oh,
your emotion.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever lost
We are in control.
Have you ever lost your temper and just raged?
Ah. No, not externally.
You've
Internally, absolutely.
So you've never physically
Ah.
raged?
Outside. Yeah.
Really?
No. To be fair, I have had one encounter with a man
Come on.
who I was sitting on the tube, and he kind of just, I guess, wasn't particularly like
Malicious.
but he was very annoyed that my elbow was kind of like too far over, and he was like nudging me like that. I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Don't you?" He literally turned around and went, "Don't you fucking start today with me today?" And I was just like, "Are you joking?" And he went, "Don't start," like that. And I was just like, "It's just an elbow, it doesn't matter." And he was just like, he was ready to go.
Really?
Yeah, he was just like, oh. And I was just like, "What are you doing?" And he was just like, "Don't you start today."
What sort of age was he?
He was like mid-40s,
Sort of city guy?
like fuming suit dweller.
Basically someone who'd either
High intensity stress.
lost loads of
Yeah, he must have
respect
lost
at work
Yeah,
or something.
lost
like
millions of something pounds. And
that. Yeah.
Your elbow.
Don't push me, punk. You jolly little man. You jolly little beast.
How dare you?
Don't push me.
Your elbow's on my side.
People do get like that.
It's
You
weird,
get
isn't it?
many sort of stereotypes on the tube.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, I saw a video the other day. And have you heard of man spreading?
Yeah.
So the act
Doing it right now.
the act of a man sitting with his legs sort of ajar
Yeah.
in a public place. And there was a video in Russia of this sort of Russian activist girl,
Yeah.
and she went on the subway, and she literally went and like found men doing it
Oh, right.
who were like sat by no one,
Yeah.
most of the time, and some literally just normal guys.
Yeah.
And she poured a bleach concentrate
Just
on their trousers.
genitalia.
Yeah, and
Like if no one's sitting around you, then surely you can splain away. But
but do you not think that's crazy?
not when like.
Pouring bleach on somebody.
Yeah,
that's
that's
an
a bit
act. That's like throwing acid on somebody.
Well, not quite, but
Well, it actually is.
it's not quite the same.
To get her point across, she was. Imagine doing that because you didn't like.
If he was sat next to people and was actively doing it, then obviously I don't think pouring bleach on them would be appropriate. But
No, but that's just somebody being a dick rather than a
Uh-huh.
man.
yeah, I guess
It's just somebody who's got a wide stance, and
a wide berth.
most guys probably do that because their hips are slightly different to women's, and they have genitalia that hangs below their legs.
I'm not gonna get into this because we're going down a rabbit hole
Oh
of
yeah.
oblivion.
Oh yeah. What of an opinion?
Yeah.
Contradictory to
Yes.
to the BBC or something.
Yeah.
More wine.
More wine, please.
More wine.
No, I'll just keep it to myself.
You got people listening to this?
So yeah, I was attacked on the tube.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I came close to dying on the tube.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
Mm.
that was horrible.
I'd
That
say
was genuinely
man to man,
terrifying.
very scared at that point.
Oh god, yeah.
Very scared.
You were about to get
Bruce Lee
absolutely done.
in the throat. Yeah, I thought it was over.
I thought it was over for you.
He was psychotic.
He was mental. Just because you stood there,
Stood my ground.
he definitely had a weapon.
Oh, definitely.
Oh.
Definitely. So, me and Rob were on a tube, literally going somewhere in the middle of the day,
Probably skipping work.
probably doing something productive.
Mm.
And, pardon me, and
Who was that? Get my fuck out.
no one. And we were on the tube going somewhere, and this guy, relatively short guy, bald
Yeah.
guy, probably in his 40s,
Yeah. Just a bit twitchy, wasn't he?
very kind of weird, but jump as if he was on something, but quite
Mhm.
jumped up.
Yeah.
Shaved head, like bald head.
Mm-hmm.
And he like smashed into me, and then it was pretty like beyond somebody just like knocking into you. It was like a sort of intentional
Yeah, yeah. it was-
thing. So I turned around and I said something to him, which I didn't say sort of like
What did you say?
directly eye to eye,
Come on then.
but I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like I was like, "What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" Sort of thing. To which I think he became aware, which it wasn't meant to be behind his back. It was meant to be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Sort of thing.
Yeah.
But little did I know that he was a
Packing heat.
absolute mentalist.
Yeah.
We think, and yeah, he just started staring at me, getting raging. Took his keys out of his pocket,
Oh yeah, that was it. Wasn't it?
started rocking
Putting
back
it
and
between
forth.
his fingers.
Put the keys between his knuckles,
Yeah.
and then was just looking around, which made me more worried because he was
Yeah.
like checking. He kept on looking to see who was around, and
Yeah,
then
weird.
me and Rob were like, didn't even say anything. We just both knew there was something was going on.
Let's get off the tube.
So we got off the tube, started walking. He gets off the tube.
Yeah. He was following.
We
you.
stop. He stops,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, this dude is definitely,
Fight or flight time.
but definitely raging.
Yeah.
So I sort of hatched a plan in my mind to really see if he was. So we started walking, and then he was deliberately standing, so he was behind me, and I thought he's gonna basically shove his keys in my neck for some reason. I just assumed that was what he was gonna do, because it was just bizarre. Like he had them clenched in his knuckles, and I thought, am I just one of those moments where you go, do I pretend to not notice? But we decided to stop, and I think I pretended to tie my shoelaces.
Yeah.
He then was right next to us. I think he then went the wrong way, and we went up like a different way. But anyway, we survived.
Never did get the money refund for that.
For
No, nothing.
the refund.
The hit that I put.
Funny.
God.
Funny. Missed that one.
Amateur.
But that was pretty terrifying for me.
Yeah, that was pretty terrifying for you.
Yeah. I've had a few of those, to be honest.
Yeah.
Too big a mouth.
Yes. Huge mouth.
Want to hell learn.
I want to learn, boy.
I want to learn more than anything. But yeah, so the tube can be a scary place.
Don't ever go on the tube,
Don't go on the tube, especially if you're going to stand on the wrong side.
especially if you're nice and polite.
Especially if you're nice and polite. I did thank him after he left. Thanks.
Thanks. Okay, thanks.
God, I'm gonna cut.
Enjoy your flight.
Have a great flight. So dilly dallying for you has
Dilly dally, that's up there. That's number
been
one.
up there.
Yep.
What else? What's the most annoyed you've ever been?
Don't know.
Really?
You put me on the spot. I don't know.
I could tell you one of mine.
Go on then.
One of the times I've been most annoyed, genuinely raging,
Yeah.
I was at myself when I was flying to Dublin to go and meet somebody, and I was in a really good mood, really excited to get over there.
Yeah.
I was probably about 20, and I got to the airport, started having a few beersies,
Oh no.
had a bit of time,
Slippery slope.
and the guy was like, "Hey, do you wanna start a tab?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, damn yeah," as Rob would say.
Damn. Yeah.
Damn yeah, as Rob would say. So I let me just check.
Hell straight.
Just making sure you're recording. And I said, yeah, damn yeah. So I started this tab, looking at the board,
Knocking them back
drinking Guinness
like a trooper.
out of the ironic.
Guinness.
Having a few Guinness with my girl is what I like.
Hi there. I'd like a pint of Guinness.
Hi, I'm Tony Gotti, and I love drinking Guinness when I fly. Guinness. Guinness. I like to drink Guinness with my...
Smooth, sweet Guinness.
I like the morning taste of Guinness on my tongue. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy your flight.
Fly safe with Guinness.
Get out of my way, but have a nice flight.
Fly safe with Guinness.
Guinness Airlines.
Oh, the taste of Guinness on my tongue. I like it.
I like it a lot.
I like the taste of Guinness on my
So anyway, yeah, you
So I was waiting in the
singing
bar,
the Gawains.
and I look at that. I look at the
Yeah.
board timetable, and I go, "Flight's at 7:30, and the flight's not on there."
Oh.
This is really frustrating. Get your act together, Heathrow. So I go over to the desk, and I get there, and I go, "Hi, excuse me," after like 6 Guinness.
Hi.
But I was very polite. But I was like, "Hey, where's this flight?" I wasn't even angry. I was just like, "Hey, where's this flight?" Probably like, and the guy said, he goes, "Where have you been?" I said, "What?" He goes, "Where have you been?" I was like, didn't want to answer because I felt like he was judging me because he could obviously tell.
You had a few.
Yeah, and he was like, "Terminals or gate 27. You gotta run." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "You gotta run."
Where was he from?
I don't want to say.
Okay.
But I basically got my thing back and I just started sprinting. Now,
oh god.
oh no, this wasn't Heathrow. This was at Gatwick. No, yeah, it was Gatwick. It was Gatwick. Which
Which one was it? Gatwick or Heathrow? Come on.
Gatwick.
Gatwick. Or,
Gath-
or Heathrow.
Gatwick City. Gatwick City.
The people of Gatwick need saving.
The people of Gatwick need me.
Oh.
Gatwick City. No one sleeps in Gatwick City. So I started running all the way through. You just can't comprehend how far this gate was.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally took me,
Gate 1005.
I think, 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, no joke. And I
Of
got
solid running.
literally like, and I get to this place, and there is nothing there. Literally
Missed your flight.
nothing. As in, like, I don't even think flights go from there.
Was he having you on because you'd had a Guinness?
So I was like, firstly, furious.
You would be, yeah.
So I walked back, and then the anger just started to supersede me.
Oh, why?
I was so angry, I like smacked a metal pole,
Oh.
and I was like, "Grrr!" Thank you.
Sorry.
I was furious, and then I got eventually back to this counter, and I was like, almost like pulsating. And as I walked over, I saw there was 3 of them when I left. 3 of them were there, and the woman whispers over to the other one, which I can overhear. She goes, "I told you sent him to the wrong gate." And
Really?
I was like, "Oh my god!" Needless to say, I was not on time anyway. But the fact that I've been sent to the wrong one, and they all sort of like I could just totally tell that something had gone wrong.
They'd done you.
So I walked
Absolutely
over
done you.
and then I went, there was
You
nothing.
filled your wrong code?
I was like, there was nothing there. There was literally nothing there. And then they were like, well, you were late, so anyway, we'll put you on the next flight for you, and we've done that for you. And they like making it out as if they've done me a favour, which probably have, but they also sent me the wrong way to somewhere.
Would you have made it if they'd sent you the right way? Guess we will never know.
I think I may have, but anyway, the flight was only an hour after. Which
How
is
come you were late though? Why? Because you were just sinking back.
This is the point in my life when I didn't realise that when it says flight departs at 7:30, it boards half an hour before.
You fool.
So I just.
What did you think? You just rock up. It's not a bus.
I thought that's just when you get on.
Oh.
Yeah. The big point. The big issue with that was the word depart, which threw me off. Wasn't really realising that. So yeah, that for me was one of the most.
The answer's in the question on that one, isn't it?
That's the most angry I've been, apart from another time actually. But have you mustered anything?
No, I'm generally just kind of let things go. Don't worry about it.
I once was meant to be going on holiday, my first lad's holiday. It's related to flying really, but first lad's holiday, and we were going to Amsterdam, Wamsterdam, and we had been talking about it for ages. We were all really excited. I was probably about.
You sound like you were.
Yeah, I was.
How old were you? 18.
19, I think.
Oh, classic Amsterdam age.
Wamsterdam. Let's go to the dam, baby.
Let's go to the blam.
Let's go.
Let's party.
Shut up.
Smoke some whites.
Yeah. So we.
That was a bit weird, though.
Thanks. So we planned it, and eventually, it came up to the sort of time. I was working in a cocktail bar.
Of course you were.
And I was not enjoying it. I was ready to go. One of the guys I was going with, had said, "Look, I've got a job at a marketing agency, next to Harrods, and
very nice.
He worked in the bar in the marketing agency, so he didn't work at the agency. But he said, we're looking for a bar supervisor, and at the time I was 19, didn't really have that much experience. And he was like, you should do it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And it was paying £9 an hour, which was incredible. I was just like, oh my god, I'm getting paid at the moment probably £5 an hour.
Ooh.
Maybe 6.
That's brutal.
I think it was 5. I think it was 5. It was definitely 5.
What, a flat £5?
Can you imagine?
£5 an hour.
A fiver for an hour. I don't want to
that for an hour.
Don't want to take the piss, because obviously there's other people that get that, but it's not great, is it?
No. It's horrible.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I was getting. So when £9 came up, I thought, that's amazing. So I went to go for the interview, and I wore this like blazer, and I just looked awful. I looked like a H&M mannequin. Like gone wrong, like a really tight blazer. It just looked so stupid.
Classic. With
chinos like rolled up. And then I went to the interview, met the guy, and the first thing he asked me was like, okay, so how do you make this cocktail? And I just couldn't answer it. It's the most simple cocktail. And I think he asked me how to make he asked me to make 2 cocktails. I definitely got it wrong both times. Yeah. Panicked, and he was just like, okay, carried on the interview, because he knew that my mate had put me forward, so just out of principle. Anyway, didn't get the job. No surprise.
Obviously.
And then after the interview, my mate was there, and he was like, all right, want to come play football with the lads with a man down? And I was like, I'm never really bad at football. I'm just terrible.
Here you are. Yeah.
And he was like, it's for the company. There's no one else around. Can you come play? I was like, okay, fine. So I into it. Anyway, went to go and play a 5-a-side football match.
It's a bit weird.
No, it's not. He was like, can you come? We need a man. Can you come do it? And I was like, oh, fine.
You just happen to have your boots and your shorts on.
No, that's the point. So I said, I don't have anything. He was like, oh, don't worry, we'll sort it out. So we went to the where the game was in White City, and it was against an estate agent's, and I borrowed these shorts of somebody who were tiny, because I was in. It was ridiculous. I borrowed these shoes of somebody. I just looked like a weirdo, and I played about 4 minutes of it, and I was so out of breath, so unfit, that I had to just go off, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yep.
And we were going to Amsterdam, I think the day after, and I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. So anyway, I went back to the changing room,
Yeah.
to get my stuff to go home.
H&M outfit.
Well, basically, yeah. And my trousers just weren't in there.
Oh, someone had.
And
touched them.
in my trousers, I didn't have any ID apart from my passport because I didn't have my ID.
Oh.
So someone had taken my trousers, I either assumed, from the team I was playing with to take the piss, or somebody else had stolen them. So
Yeah.
I was raging, and I was like, everybody on the team, on my team, I was like basically calling out saying they'd taken my trousers, and they were like, mate,
Wasn't me.
there's no joke. We have not done that. Like, we have not done it. And I was like, I can't explain to you how
The day after you were flying.
I was going the next day.
Devastated.
So it transpired that no one had taken it, and I just thought, this is bizarre. So I then had to borrow someone's trousers because I didn't have any trousers to go on the
No, you don't want to go shorts and
Yeah,
smart shoes.
on the tube. So someone gave me their trousers, which were tiny, like they were so small. So I basically just got the button done, and I sat down on the tube,
Rip.
and the button literally popped off and landed on somebody else's lap. I just thought, this is not my day. But I got home, very angry, didn't sleep. The next day, tried to get a one-day passport. They don't do them anymore.
That's expensive as well.
You can't even do it.
Yeah.
And went around. Luckily, eventually, somebody worked out they'd taken the wrong trousers from the other team, gave them back to the referee or what have you, and I went and got them. Because I
Did
was
you make the flight?
yeah, I got there.
Oh, so it was all fine in the end.
Yeah, it was. Luckily, I remember ringing the guy, and I said, like the referee guy or whoever was, they handed it back to, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just calling about missing passport. He went, oh yeah, have you got it? There's a guy missing it. I was like, no, it's my passport that's missing.
I'm the guy.
Yeah, it was like the most disheartening thing ever.
God.
Oh, but yeah, that was another. When you get angry at yourself, that is some of the most real times.
Well, I guess you made it, so it's not that bad.
Well, yeah, I made it, Rob, but
How was it? Was it good? Wasn't even that good.
could leave it.
Nah, take it or leave it.
I could take it. Mate, Amsterdam is actually, now I appreciate Amsterdam properly. Now that I've done it like in a different
Yeah.
environment rather than just going out with lads. I went there with work, and I just thought it was great.
Yeah.
But how many have you been there?
Yeah.
How many times?
Twice, I think.
Both lads or
Yeah, both lads' holidays.
Yeah.
I'd like to do like a proper,
it's like
completely different.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's so much better when you do it away from all that crap.
Yeah.
Like, I would live there probably, and go nowhere near that part of it.
Good.
Just crap. If there's any jobs out there, let me know.
That was a very long-winded story. not
Oh,
gonna
it's
lie.
just true, isn't it? I'm just telling you my story.
Yeah, fine. But just saying.
Filled up some quality airtime.
Mm.
Apologies, Rob. My bad. Does that annoy you?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Annoyed.
So what you got? You haven't got anything about your?
No. I generally can't think of any times I've been
you
annoyed.
can't think about how many times you've been annoyed.
The one
the
person who's
worst.
probably annoyed me the most is you.
Yeah. What annoys me most about you?
What annoys you about me?
No. What annoys
What,
me
me?
about you? No. What
Hang on.
about
stop.
me annoys you? No.
What about you annoys me?
Yeah.
Your hair. You look like you own a knockoff airline.
What's wrong with my hair?
It's awful.
I've got sweet hair, man.
You never used to have long hair, and then you started growing it one day, and now.
Shall I take it out?
Yeah.
This will annoy you.
Oh, it's just. Why have you done that?
Mate, look what happened to my life. As soon as I grew my hair, I got a girlfriend.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't be jelly.
I'm really not.
I think my hair's pretty sweet, to be honest.
I think it's insane.
The people love it. The people love it. Oh, yeah. So my hair annoys you. What about my hair annoys you?
You look like the type of you own the type of airline that would charge you for like minuscule things, like worse than Ryanair.
Business savvy is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I grew my hair because I've got really nice thick hair, and I thought it was about time to grow it.
Yeah.
And I would never look back. I probably will never have short hair again.
Do you think?
Seriously. Never.
How can you will?
I spent so many years of my life having like a 1 on the back and sides with just like a pointless little piece of shit on the top. And now, yeah. I never liked
Now look at you.
I never liked my haircuts, and now
Are you gonna get a ponytail?
I can do ponytails already.
No.
Big ponytails.
A man bun.
If I comb my hair forwards now, it comes to my below my chin.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who's they? Who's this they that you speak of?
What was I say?
Said when they comb my hair.
Oh, I said when I did it. I
Oh,
meant to.
thought you meant you've got like a hairdresser in your bedroom or something.
My multiple personality.
When we shave my hair.
When we shave my hair. So that annoys you, does it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just generally, your whole demeanour just annoys me really.
It's because I just cut through you.
It's the smug arrogance that you
Yeah.
It's just really.
I just cut through you.
Really gets me. I
Yeah.
don't know why I chose.
It's
to live with
because you don't. You're very sort of very plain, very straightforward.
it. Thanks.
And
Thanks.
thanks. And
You just can't see the layers that I've got. That's all.
and
You just take me for face value.
I
that's
like
the
to
thing.
position myself above you, and then you try and you like, well, actually, but because I'm so close-minded and so arrogant,
Yeah.
it doesn't get through,
It doesn't work.
which then annoys you
it
even
annoys
more.
Me, yeah.
And I think even adds a bit of doubt to you, and you go,
You've made me
is he?
self-doubt.
Is he actually?
You're obviously not, but there's part of your brain that goes,
Yeah.
Is he?
Is he? Is he as great as he thinks he is?
Is he? Yeah. Is he just arrogant or is he genuinely?
Is he incredible?
But no, it's not. It's just
Yeah.
pure ignorance.
It
and
annoys a lot of
arrogance.
people.
Yep.
I used to have a very punchable face, but I think now that the years have gone on, I've sort of grown into it, and I've got a beard and I've got longer hair now.
Yeah,
People seem to leave me alone a lot more now.
that's good.
I don't get sort of people not liking me as much,
Yeah.
which is always good news. Apart from the people close to me, like yourself.
I think I only live with you just to try and study you a bit more, just to
Oh, is
understand
that right?
what,
Try to study me.
what the hell you are.
Tried to study me.
You remain an enigma.
You had no choice, just like I.
I literally had no choice. We both were forced.
We both were forced,
Yeah.
but it created a beautiful friendship,
Well,
a beautiful acquaintance that will last
acquaintanceship.
the test of time. The taste of time.
The taste of time.
The taste of time. Buy now online.
Buy it now on the line.
Do you know what I find really annoying?
What?
People eating with their mouth open. Yeah, don't do that. No, don't, because seriously, don't, because it will get rid of our only 6 followers.
No, really.
I hate it. It's one of the worst things. In fact,
Is that because you're one of our followers and you'll unsubscribe?
I will actually unsubscribe if you do that again. I've actually got a list here.
Or people who like when they swallow, it's really loud, like that. It's just like what the fuck.
I don't like people that, do that.
Really?
I don't like people that.
It does annoy me actually.
That annoys me. I don't like people that tell me what to do either, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah,
I've got a
you
list
always
here.
have
Rob, from a well-known news source in the UK.
UK News.
UKnews.uk.
UK.
And it's the 100 most annoying things people have voted. Now, I don't know if this is in chronological order. I think it is. What do you think the number one hated thing in the UK is by the general population?
Don't know. Dilly dallying.
It's not dilly-dallying. However, number 3 has a lot of relation to your journey over here.
Oh, yeah. Public transport.
Not specifically the transport, but your co-riders.
Other people.
People who smell.
Oh
Yes.
God, yeah, that was
Yes.
horrendous.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, I was just doing my regular journey, as I do. And this bloke sat next to me and he just smelled like, he didn't smell like shit. The only way to describe it is he smelled like stale skid mark. He smelled like he'd been wearing the same
Oh.
pants for like a week, and it had just like dried out and gone all crusty.
What did he smell like? Shit.
He didn't smell like shit. He smelled like skid.
Skid. So sort of non-washed, not shit.
Just fucking horrible.
Ugh,
It was gross.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
And it wasn't like constant smell. It'd come and go. So
Yeah.
like sometimes it would smell, and then you'd be like, oh, it's gone, and then you'd be like, oh.
Have you ever
Ah.
smelled someone that's actually shit themselves?
Yes, I've known you for years.
I've never shat myself in front of you.
No.
I've been
Probably
very
when you were
respectful. Been
That
very
time we were asleep,
respectful.
remember that?
I want.
Very respectful by not shitting.
Yeah. Well, that's you got to take what you can.
How polite. Did you learn that in school? Lesson 1.
Yeah.
Don't shit.
It would have been the fart gun that came out.
Yeah.
The number one most annoying thing was chavs.
Oh.
Chavs is up there, and the second, people driving close behind you, and then third was people who smell. I once was in the same cocktail bar as aforementioned, and two guys came in, and one of them stunk of shit, literal
Like he'd shit himself.
complete shit, as if
Oh.
I'm head first in a bowl of shit. And me and my colleague just were like, oh my God. And his mate didn't seem to notice, and we thought there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And then basically the guy was like, I'm going to the toilet. And he went into the toilet. Oh no, that was it. He went to the toilet,
Yeah.
and the smell went, and we were like, he's definitely shit himself. Me and my mate were looking at each other going, I just don't know what's going on. The guy was in there for 20 minutes.
That's a red flag.
Came out. His mate was like, you alright, mate? You alright?
Oh, mate.
He was like, you alright, mate? He was like, yeah. And then the smell came back. They started asking about where to go out, and I was like, they can't go out. This guy's definitely shat himself. And they finished their pints. Literally finished their pints, and then they go to this place. They're going to go to Chicago's, and they're like, oh, we're going to Chicago's. So they leave, the smell goes, and me and my friend are like, right, who's going in there?
Oh, Code Brown.
Because one of us has got to do it. We used to call them TIs, toilet inspections.
Oh.
TI. And we both didn't want to do it, but one of us had to. I ended up losing because he was a supervisor. He got paid 50p more than me.
Well, that's respect.
God damn you. So I sort of lurched my head around the corner, went in the second door,
Like
and I could already smell something. And I thought, this is bizarre. And I opened the bathroom stall, and I'm not even over exaggerating. There was literally shit everywhere, all over the walls, all over the back of the toilet, everywhere.
Dirty protest.
I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know whether he was like
Mental.
It was just bizarre. There was just shit everywhere, and
Do you have a gripe against the place?
I don't know, but I just left it. I said, I'm not cleaning that up.
No,
That's for the cleaner. I'm not doing that. It's disgusting.
Full cleaner.
Yeah, we had a couple of shit and runs in that place. We did.
Code Brown.
We did. We had a couple of shit and runs. I remember one time a girl was outside the front, probably like 20 years old,
Yeah.
a woman, and literally I could see her stood out the front through the window, holding her stomach and wincing, going.
Oh,
And I was like, mate, she looks like she's going to shit herself.
you need a shit.
I knew it. I was like, she's going to shit herself. And then she came in and she went, hi, can I use your bathroom? And I was like,
No.
yes. Because, I mean, we've all been there. But anyway, so she went in. Whatever happened, she was in there for at least 10 minutes, approx, maybe slightly long. She came out and she was like, and scuttled away. Once again, it became upon us that we had to do a TI.
Oh. Flip a coin.
I volunteered. No, I didn't volunteer, but I lost. And basically, there's two doors to that bathroom. This one opens like that.
Yeah.
And then the second one, there's one here, or there's one here. I opened this one, and instantly, it was like I was I was like in Mumbai.
Oh.
It was that hot. It was.
Oh god.
It was like
Humid.
I had to dab my forehead, and it was just intense. But that was another one, which was pretty gruesome.
Real steamy.
Yeah, real steamy. We really degraded the conversation here.
That's
but
grim.
it is pretty grim, but it happens.
Never had to work in a bar or anything, so
Oh man,
no
it's
Code
awful.
Browns for me.
It is awful because
Yeah.
when drunk people are, depending on who you get,
Ill.
drunk people when they're ill, people in general when they're drunk are just horrible characters. Like,
Yeah.
you are actually just the worst version of yourself.
Yeah.
You are just automatically violent.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's
Aggressive.
something in your head which happens, and you
Yeah.
lose all control of your sort of responsibility or inhibitions. It just goes out the window.
And you shit everywhere.
People shit everywhere, but they just do bizarre things. Being drunk is so almost risky because you're not actually yourself, are you?
No.
You're actually actively deluded,
Yeah. It's someone else.
which is why people love it, because you're
That's why it's great.
you're letting go of,
It's the true self.
yeah, you're letting go of your sort of trapped body. But everyone turns out to be exactly the same, just like a
Yeah.
angry human being who doesn't have any better ideas than getting loose.
And
So,
shitting up
yeah.
the wall.
Pubs can be a scary place, or bars can be a scary place. A scary place.
Scary.
Join me next time on a scary place in the world.
We go to Chicago's.
So, you got anything to offer? Final thoughts?
No.
Did you feel like you've got everything off your chest?
I'm pretty chilled out, to be honest.
You feel more
Relaxed.
relaxed? Oh, that's good.
I'll continue my plight with the dilly-dallies.
Yeah, you make sure you keep them at bay.
Someone, genuinely, I was walking and then there was a bus stop. A woman got off the bus. Obviously, you get off a bus. What's the first thing you do? You probably just carry on walking. And she walked for a bit, and then she just did like an emergency stop. Like, she just stopped. And I was literally about that far away. And I very nearly headbutted her. And then I had to like go around and then give her the old the stink eye.
Have a great day. Have a great day.
Fuming.
Jesus.
Apart from that, no, nothing recent. There probably is loads of things that annoy me, but I've just got very poor memory.
Poor memory. It'll get.
That's annoying.
Yeah, that's another thing that gets annoying.
Memory loss. Is that on the list? Memory loss. Is that on the list?
Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's very good. Stubbing your toe is on there, and that is annoying.
Ow! Oh, you bloody door!
Yeah, that is very annoying.
Ban the doors.
Toilets you have to pay for.
That is annoying, yeah.
There's actually some real goodies on here. Paper cuts, diarrhea, constipation straight after.
Well, we talked about that, didn't we?
Getting something in your eye.
I've been shot in the eye with a BB gun.
Bankers. Sunburn.
That's annoying.
Hot weather when you're not on holiday. What? That's not annoying. There's a lot of very English ones. Brown noses. Spam email.
Spam emails.
Poor customer service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Excuse me, can I speak to your manager, please?
Yeah. Pricey train fares. There's binge drinking culture, number 42.
I personally love that.
Rob loves that. I mean, we live off that.
That's the only way to drink.
Politicians.
Bloody politics.
Yeah, it's all there. Well, anyway, that's today's episode. It's been a fantastic Thursday afternoon/evening. We've been Irrelevant Suggestions. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week with something even more scintillating than what we've discussed today.
Which won't be hard.
We may even have a guest. We may not. Who knows where this is going? Thanks to our current subscribers. Please like, comment, subscribe. Just do anything. Just something that we know there's
Even if it's bad,
just anything.
something.
Just leave a full stop in the comment section just so we know there's somebody there.
Yeah. Please.